Welcome to the Let Me Call You Back podcast. My name is Declan Brooks, an aspiring comedian and podcaster based in the Philadelphia area. Each week, we talk with my brother Raymond, or one of the many friends I've made out on the road traveling for work all over the country. We catch up on daily happenings, crazy news, or whatever we find funny that day. If you enjoy what you hear on this podcast, you can also find it on Patreon. Please enjoy. Alright guys, I really appreciate your guys' patience through all of this. It has been an incredibly stressful few weeks for me. I've been having device issues. I've been trying to figure out how computers work because, to be quite frank, if you guys think that I am a technological genius, I am not. I am purely an idiot with a recorder in my hand just trying to make you guys laugh. So I hit a wall, which is technological difficulties, and I've been having some issues trying to figure that out over the past couple weeks. I recorded 3 episodes for you guys, and I wasn't able to get them out. Then I also ended up having to travel for work a lot. I've been in Stockton, California. I'm actually talking to you guys from Manchester, New Hampshire right now as I'm about to head to Portland, Maine. It has been a fun experience trying to figure this out. I don't want to drag you guys down with the lesser of it all, but I've been having fun. My son is getting older. He just turned 11 months. He's been being a big boy. I've been having fun. I got to see California. I got to eat a bunch of tacos. I just got over a stomach virus because along with having a baby, babies get sick all the time, and I unfortunately got hit with my first stomach bug via baby. It's been fun. I'm going through all the throes of it, but to bring you guys back to it, this is the episode I did where I interviewed a couple of my friends that I made at the Good Karma Comedy Festival. A few weeks ago, I went out to the Church of Satire out in Hanover, PA. I got to do the Good Karma Comedy Festival and perform on the 9 o'clock show for Chris Griggs, the headliner, and I got to perform for Frank Vignola and all his friends and Jim Bryan, who runs Church of Satire. It was a great experience. I had a lot of fun. I just wanted to say shout out to all of them. Shout out to Danny Oravec. Shout out to Frank. You're going to hear from them in this episode. We're going to do a quick interview, and to be honest with you, we're going to make this a short, sweet one before we get back to our scheduled before we get back to our normal scheduled programming for next week. I have a fun episode for you guys. I spoke with Dan Sherman, host of the Hashburn Alley podcast, a podcast associated with smoking pot and watching the Philadelphia Phillies go Fightins. So you'll love that one, as well as the following week. You guys will have an awesome episode that I did with the Lump Hamilton, one of my favorite old heads in the Philadelphia scene. So stick around. We got some episodes coming out. After that, you'll see an episode come out from one of my friends from up here in Maine. And after that, I'll try and find someone else cool for you to hear from. We got some fun things coming for you. It is the second day of spring. I am having a blast on the East Coast here. I got to fly home on Friday, but I will see all my Philly friends soon. I don't have any shows coming up, so if you got something you want me to come be funny on, hit me up. You guys know my social medias, and I love you all. Thank you guys for being patient through all this. Alrighty, we are live from the Good Karma Comedy Festival. This is night 2, right, Frank?
Night 2.
This is Frank Vignola. Is that how you say it?
Vignola.
Vignola. All right.
Actually,
I kept putting a little flair on it too.
Vignola, like lasagna, is correct. That is the correct Italian pronunciation.
It's Italian in me.
But my family Americanized it a long time ago. They've
go.
been Vignola forever.
Absolutely, man. I'm coming to you guys live from Hanover, PA. I'm here with Frank. I'm also here with Danny Horovec. How do I say that?
Oravec.
Close. All right, I'll get to try.
Not quite a whore yet. I'm not getting paid.
I try my best, dude.
Not getting paid.
Yeah, this is night 2. We are at the Church of Satire, a place I've heard about a ton of times in the comedy scene, and I think is really awesome to get to perform at. I got to perform tonight, as well as these guys got to as well as Frank organized this whole thing. So big shout out to Frank for all of this. We're just shooting the shit real quick, and I wanted to introduce some more comedians to everybody that listens. Just from over the scene. They are, would you guys call yourself tri-state East Coast comedians?
I mean,
you're a New York comedian, Frank.
I mean,
right?
I'm out of New York.
Yeah.
So I mean,
you work all over the East Coast.
Yeah, but I mean, at one time or another, because I've been at it for so long, I've nationally, you'd have to say, probably like awesome. 35 of the 50 states, and 7 or 8 foreign countries. I did a Armed Forces entertainment tour through the Middle East, so I did like 6 countries in the Middle East.
What year did you do that?
2002.
Oh, that's cool.
Right in between,
Ooh,
yeah,
good
right in between Afghanistan and Iraq. We were in the war in Afghanistan, but we had not yet started the war in Iraq. We were the second tour out. The first tour out had comics and the Baltimore Ravens cheerleaders. The second tour out had comics and some breakdancers.
Any like big headliners on that, like USO show?
It was like people that were
Pretty
well
big
known
yourself.
in
I don't
New
mean to
York.
discredit you.
No. Like there was me, there was Vanessa Hollingshead, there was Peaches Rodriguez.
Peaches Rodriguez.
Yeah,
Cool.
so there were folks that
That's a lineup.
there were folks
Yeah.
that if you know the game, you know.
Yeah, that's
You
freaking
know?
cool.
Yeah.
I guess that was like, man, that's a cool time to get to do. That's a cool learning experience for comedy. Just getting to travel and do that. I was saying to my buddy over there, my road dog Tim that came tonight. I said to him, I was like, Tim, what if I could do jokes for Japanese people one day over in Japan? I was like, they're gonna love these fat guy jokes. You know what I mean? They're like, oh my god, he's so fat, he's so funny. Now, how many years, Frank? How many years you been doing this?
First time I touched a mic was July. I don't remember the exact day, but it was July of 1990. That was probably my first open mic.
Okay.
And I'd say that I've been full-time at it since, man, I want to say 93-ish. I was, those first couple of years I was still bartending, but I started working the road. I was lucky enough to get signed with an agent who sent me out there. So I was pretty lucky pretty quick.
Yeah.
I was, pretty lucky pretty quick, especially for that time period.
Person sneaking by in the room here. We'll talk to soon here. I didn't get to introduce him yet, but Tom Nutty. Tom was very funny tonight. Tom's taking out the trash here. He's a good guy.
Take the trash out.
He's very funny. This is his home club with Mr. Jim Bryan, so we'll get to hear from him in a second. You do your thing, Tom. I don't want to hold you up. Frank, I like to ask people this question. It's a two-parter. It's either what was your first joke or what was the joke you told people when they said, "Oh, you're a comic. Tell me a joke."
Wow. The first one?
I like when people
That's
think.
tough to remember.
Yeah, I like when people
Dig
think.
through them archives.
That's tough.
That or when somebody's like, "Oh, tell me something. You're funny." I've had
That's
myself
tough.
fall flat.
I mean, I have jokes now that I kind of consider like those are the ones that are in the quiver that if somebody's like, "Oh, you're a comic, tell me a joke," but not like
Yeah.
some jerk on the street, like in
Yeah.
this kind of situation.
Asshole at the hot dog show.
Like my Queens joke. Queens is the most ethnically diverse county in the entire United States of America. 46% of everybody who lives there was born in another country, and all of them live in the apartment above me. That's like kind of a signature joke. Like dating one, it's like only date age-appropriate women. We have great conversations about stuff like cholesterol medication and whatever happens to the guy who played Larry on Three's Company. That's another one of them. So you have a bunch of those. But that's a great, that is a great journalistic question. Like what was like your first joke? And I got old stuff that I remember, but I'm not that far back.
Yeah, I guess because I'm just so new into it, I get to still like think about. It's my learning process so far. I'm like I try to like learn from that joke. It's fun. And then another question: what's your favorite street joke?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I've heard like a street joke or a joke in forever. There used to be one with the. There used to be one where the punchline was something about the guy goes into a bar and the punchline is it's the peanuts that are talking. It's the peanuts. They're complimentary. Do you remember that one?
I love the one where they're like.
Peanuts are
I
complimentary.
don't.
It's like, nice hat.
I don't remember the setup to it though.
I
It's
like shitty street jokes. The one where it's like a horse walks into a bar, a bartender says, "Get that fucking horse out of my bar."
So what do you think of? Well, it's your show. I should.
No,
ask
you're
a question.
fun, Frank. I like when people drive the ship too. I mean,
So
what's your
I don't
question?
mean. So what do you think of when comics do like a joke as part of their act or as their rap? Like, have you seen that happen when people?
Yeah, the audience here tonight did not like that. Okay.
They
They didn't like a
Did
one-liner.
you do
They
that?
wanted a narrative.
I kept myself from doing it tonight. I've been doing
did
a
you?
really shitty joke where it's been like what drugs are ducks doing these days? And naturally people go quack, and I'm like, no, heroin and fentanyl. Man, these streets are fucked up. Quack's out.
That's funny though. That's not a joke. That's a good joke. That's a great joke. Yeah.
Anything you want to say? Anything, Frank? I had a lot of fun. We're really fortunate for you putting this all together for us, man. This has been really fun.
Definitely.
Anything you want to say? Anything you want to say about it so far? Your experience with all the comedians this year?
So, I mean, I think the only thing I want to say is, like, first of all, I want everybody to know you guys all did a great job. We've had this is our third show, right? One last night, two tonight. We haven't had a bad set yet. Like, everybody has done a great job. And I mean, I think the thing with something like this is our very first one, so there's always growing pains, right? But I think the thing with any of these kind of things is you just want to make sure that people show up for it, right? That you're not doing that old night at New York Comedy Club back in the day where it's like 4 drunk German tourists and that's all you got in the room. And that's the old New York Comedy Club, by the way, fellas. That's not the new place. The new place is much, much nicer than back in the day.
Isn't it nice you thank God for good comedians that are good audience members?
Right.
He's a good guy, man. He stuck around.
But the other thing is, too, it's like...
Oh, I'm saying it like a bad night. It was a good night. I liked the room. It was full of people, man.
Man, is it not the coolest room?
I like the stage. I like the name. I like the location.
And Jim is the coolest guy. And I think that's the other thing that I really just want to make sure is that, like, the audience is happy and you guys all had fun and felt like you got your due and that you're happy and that it was a good experience. Like, that's what you worry about, right? You worry about the crowd having a good time and the talent having a good time.
This is the first impression for all of us of you and our experience in Hanover. So it's like you hope it all goes, daisies.
Right.
This is perfect. I
I now know where to get coffee in this town.
Yeah, right?
I figured that out.
And like everybody else, and we all do it, right? Like you go in and you get ready to do a set, and you're like, okay, well, I'm doing this set tonight, but I want to get rebooked too. Like you've always got your eye on the next game anyway. Like, what's the next festival going to be like? What's the next venue going to be like? Can I bring that guy back, as one of the pros instead of one of the festival acts? Who might be good coming in? Who might be good to mix? So you got to try and stop yourself for playing the game you're not playing yet, but you kind of got your eye on like, what do I want to do different next time, even though it's still so early in the festival. Yeah.
Especially when, like, I'm happy to hear that you say it in, like, a long-term viewpoint. Because people sometimes just do these things in a short-term sense. They're just looking for the quick exposure. I'm happy to hear the idea and the plan is the long road rather than let's see how we did this year and maybe we'll do it next year. No, it sounds like we're coming back next year. You know what I mean, Dan?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this
one. I might drive back out.
This was a fun first experience for me. Frank, I really appreciate your words and your time you've given me here. I want to give Danny a little bit here.
Yeah, do it. Do it up. No, do it up. I appreciate it.
I like the
No, I really appreciate it again. You did a great job, and I couldn't be more happy.
Yeah, I'm excited for the next ones.
Yeah, have fun, Danny.
Yeah, man. Hey, so we're gonna talk to Danny here. Danny Oravec, right?
Oravec, yeah.
All right, cool. Danny's a Lehigh Valley comedian. You do all over the East Coast?
I haven't done all over the East Coast.
You work outside the Lehigh Valley out there?
Yeah, I've done Philly once, and I'll go out. There's a sick old Cabela's Super Center out towards Pottsville where Yingling's made.
Dude,
I'll do a mic out there. That's like real fun.
Me and Danny one day we're gonna blow up and go do the Hershey Stadium with the Bears.
Yeah.
Go get dinner at
down the Hershey
Bears
Highway.
Den. What's your?
It's literally called the
What's
Hershey
your?
Highway.
I know it is.
Great.
I've been there. You can't tell.
Yeah.
What's your favorite moment from comedy so far?
Ooh.
Like your personal, it doesn't have to be a person. It could be like your favorite shitty night. Like
funny that you mentioned that. I mean, I've had so many great nights doing this because just this kind of stuff, just connecting, is always so much fun. Honestly, some of the best times are like after the show, just hanging out, doing this kind of stuff. Like, and it's funny that you said shitty night because I'm not gonna mention names, but there was like one night outside of like just a local mic. We're all hanging out. We're all joking. I don't even know. For God help me, I can't remember what the hell I said, but I said something. And the next minute, a fellow comic disappeared back into the bar, and they came back an hour later like, I shit myself. I'm like, yo.
Someone shit themselves. Actually, it'll be a pretty memorable night.
Yo, that was...
Sorry, my friend. I know we were just becoming friends, but I shit
It was a core memory. It was a core memory. Cool. I don't even find, like, that kind of thing like that. That's not, like, my thing, but hearing another comment...
That's hilarious.
I shit myself.
All right, left field question. What's your spirit animal?
Ooh, spirit animal.
Make people think, Tim.
I don't know. I always...
Quick, do you fuck with armadillos?
I always lean more to like the little weaselly animals. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel weaselly. So, like a good stoat.
Yeah, okay. Definitely like a knoll.
An ermine, yeah.
Definitely like a what the hell is the
A mink.
Yeah, dude, a fucking a marten.
Oh,
Just because they look like weasels and their name's Martin. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, all these fucking Martys running around here.
It's fucking
Bad
Martys.
joke. Then, all right, so how long have you been doing comedy?
Going on 2 years. I'm a little over a year and a half now.
Okay. What made you want to start comedy? How old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay.
Yeah, going on 36. It was something I always loved comedy. Always had a huge respect for the art. And it was something I kind of like would dabble in. Like I did it a couple times in high school, a little bit in college, little tiny bit here and there at like random mics, and then just I started writing after the pandemic. Like, and not to get like too biographical, like in 2019, I had a stroke.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was a wild time.
Dude, it's crazy, though. His best friend had what did Danny have? Brain aneurysm.
Yeah,
right
dude.
next to his truck. It's like, and he was alive.
Yeah, that's
Like the things that
that's a
happen to
miracle because the
young men these
aneurysms
days.
they're not good.
It's a widowmaker right there.
Yeah.
The things that happen to young men these days is incredible. You start to wonder, like, all the theories you hear about
it's
like, the
everybody.
healthcare system and stuff. You're like, man, what was I a statistic of?
Yeah, well, honestly, it was a weird.
Were you a cigarette
time.
smoker?
Yes.
Were you?
Yeah, my last cigarette was on February 20th, or not February, November 20th at 12:23 p.m. I remember it because it was the last one
It
I
was
had.
stuck in your hand because the left side of your
No,
hand.
no. I flicked it
man,
out.
that's
I flicked it
fucked
out.
up.
I was on my way. I was sitting in my buddy's car.
put my cigarette down.
I was in my buddy Evan's car on the way to 7-Eleven on our lunch break. I flicked my cigarette out, got in the car, and within like a minute, it happened.
That's crazy.
But with that happening, and then like a surgery to prevent that from ever happening again, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I got
Prayers
really.
and fingers crossed. Dude.
Yeah, I got really into writing. I was just doing a lot of writing. Like I literally started like a Google Doc sheet that like got up to like 75 pages long from like March 20th. Well, actually like around like December 2019 going into 2020.
Okay.
I just started writing a lot, just documenting just silly, funny, high thoughts and whatever else.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
it turned into this. I'm like, oh well, I'm gonna try this on stage, see if it's funny. I'm gonna see if there's an open mic around.
Did you have any comedy friends before that? Anybody that was doing comedy you knew?
I ended up bumping into people from a mic that was like the one that I knew about in our area, and then it turned into like now currently there's like I could probably do a mic six out of 7 days a week just in our area.
That's good.
Like,
That's
it's
good to
wild.
hear for the Lehigh Valley, man. What
Yeah.
what would you say your home mic or club is that you go to there
Ooh,
in your region?
honestly, like I'm in Bethlehem. The one that I feel the most home at, just because I probably spend the most time there, John and Peters in New Hope.
Yeah, you brought them up.
But honestly,
New Hope.
we've got Steel Stacks. That's a great mic. We've got If Museum that Joe Ferrara runs. Tally Ho, fun little dive bar. Nick Cerniglia hosts an insane mic there.
awesome.
Sam Grimm hosts a killer mic at the Soft Machine Gallery in Allentown. Let me think. Wednesday, Deshaun Alexander at Brewworks Allentown. What else? I think I got 6 in there.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let me hold on. Let me think. I like to do an off comedy question. You ever win like a hot dog eating or like a ice cream eating contest or anything? Any like cool votes of you won like a special thing you wear as your badge? You ever win any cool challenges?
Cool, weird
Spartan
challenges. No, I don't do that.
Did you ever like be there? Did you ever like do like a? Let me think here. Like
I did.
bird games with all minions outfits on or anything?
No,
It's fucking-
I mean I've done some
reaching. You can see
I've
how
done
long
some
my arms-
silly things over the years. At Lehigh University, there was I would go to a lot of women's basketball games there because my stepkid played basketball.
Okay.
She was really into it. We would go to the games and see that and stuff. She did like the summer camps there,
Yeah.
and they had like one of those things where it's like they pick somebody out of the audience. And it was me there. They picked it one night, and it was like this weird like hot dog eating thing where you had to like hork down a hot dog and then like make a shot. But
You weren't expecting a question like this, right?
yeah, for the audience, I'm 5'2", and very.
I asked him if he ever won a hot dog eating contest. I was just like, non-comedy question.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Well, I mean, I didn't. It wasn't a hot dog contest, but I horked one down and then had to make like a 3-pointer. and I'm genetically not designed to do that. But I did it, and I think if it was either that or a trivia question from one of those guys.
I like that game. I'm writing that down.
I saw Lewis Black. That was like the ticket. You get a ticket to see Lewis Black.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Lewis Black.
Fuck yeah, all right.
He's wild. He's been great in almost every like movie and comedy thing I've seen him in. His specials were hilarious.
Yeah.
Danny, I've had a lot of fun with all you guys here. You got anything you need to plug? Frank, I forgot to ask you. Anything you needed to plug? Anything you want to plug?
Well, I mean, we got...
Nobody listens to this, but like I still want to plug it.
I mean, we have 7 more days of the
Yeah,
festival.
we do. Today is what's today's date?
Today is
The 20th.
Saturday the 24th.
Yep.
Still the
Festival
24th.
runs through Saturday, March 2nd.
Saturday, March 2nd, the festival runs through, and we have more shows going on next week into next weekend.
Yeah.
Man, this is going to be a fun time all over the place. It's all over the Northeast here in New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Are there any more shows left in Delaware?
No.
Okay, it's just New York, Pennsylvania.
Maryland,
Yep.
upstate New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut.
The show will come out next Tuesday, so what will it
Oh,
be?
so it'll be after.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah, what's next week's lineup? What does it start on Wednesday?
Next week's lineup, there is a show on Wednesday at the Laughing Stock in Grantville, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
There's 3 shows on Thursday. The Naughty Goose in Northeast Maryland, Studio 67 in Medford, New Jersey, and Give a Hoot Comedy Club in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Okay.
And then 2 shows on Friday at M&M's Tap and Tavern in New Lebanon, New York, and 1 show on Saturday. That's the $1,000 cash prize comedy competition. Also at M&M's Tap and Tavern in New Lebanon, New York.
That's awesome, man. That sounds all, dude. If you ever want to know what a comedy festival sounds like, it sounds like a clusterfuck. And Frank, you organize it very well, my man. I really give you big props for that and a big appreciation. Yeah, man. They got a lot going on here. It's going to be a lot of fun. I am going to interview Tom in a second, but Danny, thank you very much. Frank, thank you very much. You guys have been swell. And Danny, anything you want to plug? What's your Instagram? Do you use Instagram and stuff, Frank? Do you like?
Yeah, I am Frank.
Sorry, Danny.
_Vignola _comedy.
Okay, there we go. Awesome, Danny.
So I'm at Danny J Oravec, and that's ORAVEC on Instagram. I just mostly post pictures of my cats and some silly shit. Yeah. I don't do the clips just yet, but eventually.
It's okay. You're gonna want to know.
See me.
You're gonna want to know how to reach out to Danny and see where his shows are at, man. He's very funny. If you're in the Lehigh Valley region, book him, and outside of it, absolutely book him as well.
Emmaus Theater, March 24th. I'll be there with Nick Cerniglia. He's hosting it with a slew of Lehigh Valley comics that are very funny.
It's funny. I always used to mispronounce Emmaus as a mouse.
A mouse.
There's a mouse in here. Hey, Frank, thank you very much. Danny, thank you very much. You guys have been swell. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed that episode. Please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. We would really appreciate the support. You can find us on any streaming platform if you want to find more episodes. We have over a year's worth of content stacked up waiting for you. If you also want to support us on our Patreon, you can go over to the Let Me Call You Back podcast on Patreon. Right now it's only $1 a month. It's a pretty great deal. I think you guys should get in while the getting's good. We got interviews from the road. We have video sets of me doing comedy. We have other different great content, so go over there and check it out. I would really appreciate that support. If you want to find me on Instagram, you can find my Instagram at Declan Loves Meatballs. You can also find Raymond at Ray_Brooks. And you can find the podcast at 555 Let Me Call You Back. Thank you very much. Please stay tuned for the next week's episode. You'll find one every week between Monday or Wednesday, depending on when I put them out. Thank you very much for your support, and see you next time.